Jason, we got started. Jason's behind the curtain there. I do want to just take the opportunity to greet those in attendance here and those out in Zoom world who can log in from wherever to be a part of this very special event that's taking place this afternoon. I'm Rick Page. I'm Dean of the Larner College of Medicine. And this is really one of our college and our university's most revered traditions, and that is the endowed faculty investiture ceremony. Today, we have the pleasure of recognizing and celebrating Dr. Robert Millay as the inaugural holder of this green and gold professorship in ophthalmology. We're privileged to have a number of special guests today with us, including President of the University, Patty Prelock, Ginger Lubkowitz, Senior Vice President and Chief Development Officer for Academic Health Sciences in the UVM Foundation, Chair Dr. Mitchell Narotsky, Stanley S. Fieber, class of 1948 Chair in Surgery, and Noma Anderson, Dean of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, as well as everyone else here who's equally important this afternoon. An endowed professorship was established specifically in ophthalmology through the generosity of the Department of Surgery, who collectively established green and gold professorships in each of their divisions to demonstrate the high regard with which they held these positions and to acknowledge their history and commitment to the Department of Surgery's future. This professorship will provide Dr. Millay with support to advance his research, instructional programs, and clinical care in his field. Now, endowed positions like this are enormously important and among the highest academic honors we can bestow here at the University of Vermont. Investing outstanding faculty members with endowed chairs and professorships allows a university to recognize and celebrate the academic achievement of our faculty and encourage further scholarship, service, and clinical excellence. These endowed professorships mark the successful trajectory of our high-achieving faculty and serve as, frankly, a way to retain such faculty, as well as sometime in the future to recruit further gifted faculty for our college. They help us recognize distinguished researchers, scientists, clinicians, physicians, and leaders. And as such, Dr. Millay joins an esteemed group within the university and the college. For these reasons, I'm tremendously grateful for this gift from the Department of Surgery. And now it's my pleasure to acknowledge the department by calling forward, to acknowledge this event by calling forward President Patty Prelock. She has now served in this role for 1 week. I need to acknowledge that President Prelock, when she was Provost Prelock, was tremendously supportive and attended these events. Not only did she feel this was part of her job and obligation, she clearly enjoys these events, as do I. And in that way, it's really my pleasure to introduce, as of a week, President Patty Prelock to share some words.
Thank you, Dean Page, and thank you everyone for being here. It's always a pleasure to show our appreciation and recognition of wonderful people like Dr. Millay, and also to really celebrate the vision and generosity of the Department of Surgery. So Mitch, I know I've told you this before, but I am very impressed with the Department of Surgery and your commitment to investing in your faculty. So thank you for that. So as interim president, it is a great honor to take a part in this academic tradition and to recognize Dr. Bob Millay for his exceptional record of service to medicine and something that he brings to the university and the medical community. He received his MD from the Medical College of Virginia in 1980 and completed his ophthalmology residency at the Oregon Health Sciences University, where he also received a retina fellowship. Dr. Millay has been a valued member of our university community since 1989. Currently, Dr. Millay is professor of surgery in the Division of Ophthalmology here at the Larner College of Medicine, and his main area of focus is clinical, really caring for patients in the UVM Medical Center Ophthalmology Clinic. He also participates in problem-based conferences, grand rounds, industry-supported research on new ophthalmology drugs, and scholarly activities for the division. Additionally, he's published numerous articles, peer-reviewed publications, presented his work at a regional, national, and international level. With close to 35 years of experience in the field, he serves as a valuable mentor and resource for other members of the retina section of ophthalmology. Dr. Millay has built one of the most highly productive and highly specialized retina sections in the region, which continues to this day under the leadership of Dr. Brian Kim. It is through his devotion to groundbreaking research and the development of innovative medical surgery and care in ophthalmology that Dr. Millay and all the faculty and staff affiliated with the Department of Surgery truly embody the mission of the Larner College of Medicine. And so I'm grateful for the vision of the Department of Surgery. Thank you again, Mitch, as they are paying it forward and investing in clinical research and academic excellence for their faculty. And they're not alone. We do have other faculty and staff and students across the campus who pursue really innovative research projects that support our people. I do appreciate that the College of Medicine often welcomes in undergraduates and graduates into their research labs, so you are generating the next generation of leaders. And you're really supporting our focus on people and our planet and fostering a commitment to a vision that is strategic as it's guiding our work to really weave together three important things: ensuring our students are successful, doubling down on our distinctive research strengths to build a healthy environment and healthy society, and truly fulfilling our land grant mission, which our College of Medicine does every single day. As interim president, it will continue to be my priority to increase support and resources for leaders like Dr. Millay and for the Larner College of Medicine, the Department of Surgery, and for every facet of the university. Bob, I'm thrilled to welcome you to this esteemed group of endowed professors and chairs, and I look forward to celebrating ongoing achievements. Another 35 years? Not sure, but congratulations. Dawn is saying no. Congratulations to you. I'm really proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Prelock. It's now my pleasure to welcome a colleague of Dr. Millay's, who serves as the chair of the Department of Surgery, Dr. Mitchell Narotsky. Dr. Narotsky has served on our faculty for 27 years and has served as chair of the department, first as acting and then as permanent as we can get, permanent chair for the department. He holds an endowed chair, which is in honor of a proud alumnus of our college, the late Dr. Stanley Fieber from the class of 1948. Dr. Narotsky will now have the honor of introducing Dr. Millay. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Narotsky.
Thank you, Dean Page, and thank you to each of you for joining us today for the investiture of Dr. Millay as the inaugural Green and Gold Professor in the Department of Surgery and Division of Ophthalmology. We were very fortunate, as you heard from President Prelock, about Dr. Millay's training. But when he completed his fellowship, he initially worked for 3 years at Virginia Mason, I learned. And we were very fortunate that in 1989, he decided to come to Burlington as an assistant professor in the Department of Surgery and immediately had a huge impact on the department. He subsequently was promoted to associate professor in 1997 and became a full professor in 2004. As you've heard, Dr. Millay is an outstanding clinician specializing in diseases of the retina, including diabetic retinopathy, age-related macular degeneration, and inflammatory diseases of the eye. He is personally responsible for bringing modern techniques of vitrectomy surgery to Vermont. In 1995, his clinical expertise was recognized by the Department of Surgery when he was the recipient of the H. Gordon Page Award for Outstanding Clinician of the Year. Dr. Millay also served as the Director of Medical Education in the Division of Ophthalmology for many, many years. His commitment to our medical students is largely responsible for the large number of medical students who've gone into the field of ophthalmology. That is especially impressive given that we do not have a residency in ophthalmology, and Bob's legacy as a teacher will never be forgotten. He's also pursued the realm of research, and he has participated in numerous industry-sponsored research projects studying anti-vasoproliferative agents and continues to do so as a sub-investigator under Dr. Brian Kim. Dr. Millay also served as the division chief of the Division of Ophthalmology for 11 years, from 1994 to 2005. For those of us who've been here for a while, Dr. Millay took over a division that really was, as I think he had once said, in shambles. There had been a lot of people who had left. Things were not going well. There was competition from the private sector, and Bob stepped in as the division chief and really did an outstanding job. He recruited faculty in all of the specialties and basically built a high-powered multi-specialty clinical division. Again, this is incredibly impressive given that there is not a residency, and to be able to recruit people such as Dr. Kim and others without a residency really takes a lot of work. And it's a real tribute to what you've built and what you're continuing to see as we move forward. Dr. Millay has also always led by example, and this continues to occur up until this day. Some of you who work in the division probably are aware of this, but Brian made me aware that Dr. Millay volunteered to start taking general ophthalmology call in response to numerous providers in the community withdrawing their names from the on-call pool at night. For a retina specialist to go back and take general call really says a lot about you, and I'm sure that it's greatly appreciated by your partners. Dr. Millay has dedicated himself to the UVM medical community for over 35 years. His service as a clinician, teacher, and researcher has been outstanding. He is certainly most deserving of being named the Green and Gold Professor of Ophthalmology. Congratulations, Bob. We will now present Dr. Millay with a medallion that marks this occasion and signifies his status as a holder of an endowed chair. We hope that he will wear it with his academic regalia at commencement and official university functions. This is the part I have to read officially. Dr. Robert Millay is a highly respected researcher, clinician, teacher, and scholar. He has dedicated his career to improving the lives of patients and families who face complex and challenging journeys. Through his research, teaching, and leadership, he will ensure that we constantly improve our ability to care for patients here in Vermont and around the world. His presence brings great distinction to the Robert Larner College of Medicine at the University of Vermont and the Department of Surgery. Dr. Millay, the Green and Gold Professor of Ophthalmology in the Department of Surgery, we honor you today with this medallion, which serves as an enduring symbol of the excellence you strive to achieve in all aspects of your professional life. Congratulations.
One never knows quite what to say on an occasion like this. Chief Narotsky, you were absolutely way too kind. Thank you. I think I'd like to start out with a little anecdote that happened last night. Kind of shows my rank in the pecking order of my family. My son calls up and he said, "Hey, I'm going to get an award tomorrow, green and gold professorship." He goes, "Oh, what's that for?" And I said, "Well, it's probably for 36 years of hard work before the mass." And he goes, "Oh, you mean you're getting a participation award?" So by gosh, if it's a participation award, it's a participation award doing the greatest job on earth. So I'm going to divide my little talk up into three things: shock and awe, appreciation, and journey in ophthalmology. I guess this is one place that I never thought I'd be, sitting on a dais, so to speak, getting the Green and Gold Professorship Award. So, I'm thrilled, I'm appreciative, and I'm really humbled today. Thank you, Dean Page. Thank you, President Prelock. Thank you, Chief Narotsky, and thank you, Dr. Kim, for putting me up for this. I really appreciate it. But I'm also feeling kind of guilty, as ophthalmology is a team activity. And at this point in my career, I can tell you that my younger colleagues, many of which are sitting here, that could break out a clinic, they're just working so much harder than I am. And I can't thank you enough for what you do. And I couldn't ask for a better bunch of collegial friends than these guys. I also want to thank our non-physician staff. Those of you who are not ophthalmologists, we have a system which I think is really great, where the doctor is kind of at the apex of the pyramid making all the decisions. But below us, but not really below us, we have a group of technicians and our front office personnel who are absolutely instrumental in seeing the high volumes of patients that we do. These people are highly trained, and we couldn't do our work without them. It just would be impossible. I mean, we'd be practicing old-timey medicine and seeing 10 patients a day as opposed to 40 or 50 in a high-quality fashion. So I really want to salute you guys for being absolutely stalwart colleagues. Leaders, Dean Page, President Prelock, Chief Narotsky, Dr. Kim, Ms. Earl, who's our administrative leader, and Miss Belrose. I appreciate your hard work and your leadership at all levels. Leaders are often underappreciated. We don't really know what they're doing a lot of the time, because they're doing in the back rooms making deals that are important, and we just really don't know what they're doing, and they're often they're saddled with absolutely thankless tasks in surgery, herding cats, and but they are the ones that are responsible for creating the culture, and serving the general manager role. Dr. Kim, I can just see him as a general manager, making the right draft picks. Now, Dr. Narotsky talked about how I built the division up, and I did some decent work in that regard, but I really wasn't able to pick people that stuck at the university. We lost a lot of they were good people, but we lost a lot of good people because I wasn't clever enough to be able to pick the people that were going to survive and prosper here over the long term. Now, on the other hand, Dr. Kim and Ms. Earl have been really, really successful in that regard. And that is key. They made the right draft picks, and they're continuing to make the right draft picks. So you talk about this a lot, Brian, and you are right. Optimism and positivity go a long way to fashion a winning team. So keep it up, buddy. Lastly, I need to pay tribute to the most important person in my life, Donna Jean. At a happy time like this. My life partner, my awesome wife of almost 50 years, she still looks like she's 20, uh, retired ophthalmologist of 34 years at UVM. Donna and I left good jobs at the Mason Clinic in Seattle because we wanted to be part of a university with its constant stimulation, its most difficult problems, seeing them every day, an opportunity to teach and potentially be involved in research. UVM did not let us down. It's been a stimulating and fun 36 years for me. I think this is the best place in the world. And I just am amazed that people aren't just knocking down our doors to get jobs here. Now, as an important aside, if anyone deserved to be a green and gold professor, it was my wife. Outstanding ear, nose, and throat surgeon, great hands, master of rhinoplasty. I could not even begin to tell you how many hours I saw her spend preparing resident education over the years. I'm not kidding. Residency director, well known in her academy and subspecial society, giving many talks and moderating events, and at the same time running our household and raising our 2 wild boys. I heard a segment on public radio on multitasking recently, and apparently 2.5% of people are multitaskers. The rest of us are kidding ourselves. Donna is definitely a multitasker. She's one of those chosen few. And for that matter, I would say that most of the female surgeons on our staff are too. They're multitasking, doing house repairs, etc., while their husbands are out thinking they're multitasking, but are just unitasking. So thank you, Donna, for all your support, your guidance, and the fun times. You are the best. So what about the future of ophthalmology here? I'm excited about it. I think it's bright. I've already alerted to our superior leadership. Our superior get it done culture, always putting the patients first. Our totally collegial group, both physicians and staff. Now, we've had some recent surprising report, maybe not that surprising, from Green Mountain Care Board, Oliver Wyman Life Sciences Consulting Group, that we're doing too much administering here and not enough patient seeing. But, you know, I've got great confidence that any changes that need to be made, we will embark on. And in fact, under Dr. Kim's direction, we are embarking on projects where we're going to be looking at all of our processes with Dr. Chris Brady, who's come here from Hopkins, where they placed a lot of emphasis on that type of thing, kind of leading the charge. And I'm hoping we're going to take a total quality management approach to this, like Toyota, where all of our members participate, identify problems, and move on. And this is a continuous process because we'll never get it perfect, but we can always try to be perfect. So stay tuned for great things in eye. And the bottom line is, thank you so much for this honor, and I will do my best to live up to the green and gold.
Thank you so much, Bob, and congratulations to you. Thank you for sharing those words of wisdom, and now we know who really does the work in the household. So thank you for that. Also, thank you for acknowledging the staff. We can't do anything without our staff around here, and we don't say it enough. Every patient cared for, every student educated, every research accomplishment achieved. Those wouldn't happen without our staff. So thanks for reminding us of that. Also, thank you for reminding me of the importance of retinal surgeons in my own life. I never imagined I would need a retinal surgeon for one eye, much less both. I won't go into detail, but I'm seeing you in 20/20 vision, thanks to you, your colleagues, and the legacy you left behind. So thank you for that. It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Nawrocki back up here one more time to acknowledge his and his department's contributions to our college and our university. So Dr. Nawrocki, and we have an official script again, Dr. Narotsky, the generosity of the Department of Surgery has made this and several other endowed chairs possible, and it will stand as an enduring legacy of your department's unceasing efforts to improve the lives of patients and their families throughout this region and beyond, in keeping with the missions of the university and the Larner College of Medicine. On behalf of your department, please accept this duplicate of the medallion that we presented to Dr. Millay. We hope this will serve as a tangible reminder of our gratitude for the extraordinary support you have provided for your faculty and for our college. Congratulations, Dr. Narotsky. Any further words, or you're good? Okay. So now it's time to conclude this program. What an amazing event. What a time to just step away from, I won't even mention Green Mountain Care Board or other things like that, and just take a moment to appreciate what's at the heart of what we do. You know, the careers of people who come through make a difference in so many different lives throughout our college and our university. So it's nice to just sit back, and the party's not over. We've got refreshments out there on the way, I think. And but I do want to acknowledge our speakers. What a wonderful expression that you've provided in terms of your perspective on this remarkable day and the generosity of the Department of Surgery. We take pride every day around here in the important research, teaching, and clinical care that our faculty members carry out here at the Larner College of Medicine. So much of the work they do is dependent on our donors, many of whom are in the audience today, and certainly the donations from the Department of Surgery, as well as those out in the live stream who are learning more about us, perhaps, and many of whom may have been donors to our college already. I want to thank everybody for attending today. This concludes our formal program, but I invite you to stay, visit with colleagues, and enjoy the afternoon. And as always, please take care, stay safe and healthy. Thank you so much for joining us today.